Uttarakhand assemblies passed the Uniform Civil Code Bill. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami called it a historic day in the state and clarified that the law will not be used to target any group. My colleague Neeta Sharma spoke exclusively to the Chief Minister just moments after the bill was passed.
लिव इन रिलेशनशिप्स को लेकर जो है वो थोड़ा चर्चा जो है वो हो रही है। कई लोग बोल रहे हैं कि ये जो है एक तरह से उसे क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं, बोले मॉरल पुलिसिंग है, लेकिन ये क्यों ज़रूरी समझा कि इसे इंक्लूड किया जाए यूसीसी में?
देखिए, हमारे लिए बच्चों की सुरक्षा बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है और उसको बहुत ही हमने केवल और केवल उनके हितों के लिए, उनकी माता पिताओं की चिंता के लिए और उनकी सुरक्षा के लिए इसका प्रावधान किया है। और हमारा ये काम भी हम कई बार देखते हैं कि बच्चों के साथ घटनाएं हो जाती हैं, बाद में जो है माँ बाप को भी उन कष्टों का सामना करना पड़ता है, उनको उन कष्टों का, दुखों का सामना न करना पड़े, कोई अनहोनी न हो, इसलिए उनकी सुरक्षा बनी रहनी चाहिए। इसलिए हमने किया है और ये हमने शुरुआत की है देवभूमि में, और जो भी आगे निकट भविष्य में और जो भी अच्छा कानून में कुछ सम्मिलित करना होगा वो भी हम आगे करेंगे।
ये कहा जा रहा है कि टेम्पलेट है बाकी पूरे देश के लिए भी। ऑलरेडी राजस्थान से भी आवाज उठ रही है, असम से भी आवाज उठ रही है कि सेम कानून वहां पर लागू किया जाएगा।
देखिए, हमने देवभूमि की जनता के सामने हम चुनाव में गए, देवभूमि की जनता ने इस पर हमको अपना बहुमत दिया, अपना आशीर्वाद दिया, सरकार में आने का मौका हमको दिया और हमने एक कानून की दिशा में आज हमने इसको विधानसभा में इस विधेयक को पारित कर दिया और देवभूमि ने इसकी शुरुआत की है। देवभूमि है हमारा ये गंगा का प्रदेश, यमुना का प्रदेश, हर जगह देवभूमि, चारों धाम, आदि कैलाश, अनेक ऐसे देव स्थान, हर प्रत्येक परिवार से कोई न कोई सेना में, अर्धसैनिक बलों में, दो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमाओं से लगा हुआ प्रदेश है। इसके लिए हमने कमेटी बनाई थी। ड्राफ्ट बनाने वाली कमेटी ने 2,33,000 लोगों तक पहुंचने का काम किया है, 10,000 लोगों से सीधे संवाद किया है, 43 उन्होंने बैठकें की हैं, संवाद के कार्यक्रम किए हैं।
News now from Kashmir, and terrorists have killed a migrant worker and injured another after they fired at the duo in downtown area of Srinagar. Police have identified the deceased as Amritpal Singh, a resident of Amritsar, Punjab. The area has been cordoned off to track down the terrorists.
It is clearly a target attack on migrant workers. Amritpal Singh was shot from point blank. He, along with his colleague, they were in this area, Shahidganj area of downtown Srinagar, when they were targeted just because they were outsiders. And we have seen over the last few years, innocent people who come here to eke out their living have been repeatedly targeted. As those who were behind this in the past incidents have all been tracked down, either killed or arrested by the security forces. This is the latest attack after several months when we see an innocent man who has come here to eke out his living has been targeted. It is just clearly an act of savagery when an innocent man is being defenseless person is being targeted like this. So here you can see large number of security personnel, be it Jammu and Kashmir Police or the CRPF, they have been deployed here. They have launched a coordinated search operation. It appears that the attackers may have managed to escape, taking the advantage of the darkness in this congested neighborhood of downtown in Srinagar. It clearly also indicates that militants who they are trying to, show their presence, make their presence felt by targeting innocent men, because according to police, militancy has been largely wiped out from the urban areas, particularly in Srinagar city. Though there are some local militants, few more local militants have been there, but they don't have any capacity to carry out any major attack.
Now, Delhi court has summoned Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on February 17th. The Enforcement Directorate had approached the court after Kejriwal skipped multiple summons by the probe agency in the alleged Delhi excise policy case. Kejriwal had refused to appear before the Enforcement Directorate and had repeatedly claimed that the summons issued were illegal and that the agency's only aim was to arrest him. Speculation about the Aam Aadmi Party chief's arrest has been rife ever since the first summons was issued by the agency on November 2nd.
मैम, मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल को कोर्ट ने समन कर दिया है कि 17 फरवरी को वो अदालत के सामने पेश हो। जी, हमारी लीगल टीम इसका अध्ययन कर रही है और जो भी अप्रोप्रिएट लीगल स्टेप्स होंगे हम वो लेंगे, बट हम कोर्ट को ये जरूर बताएंगे कि कैसे ईडी के सारे समन्स इल्लीगल थे।
लेकिन आप इसको झटके की तरह देख रही हैं क्योंकि मुख्यमंत्री को कोर्ट ने समन कर लिया है, 17 फरवरी को खुद पर्सनली अपीयर होने के लिए कहा है, या राहत की तरह देख रहे हैं कि कम से कम फिलहाल के लिए ईडी कुछ नहीं करेगी इस मामले के अंदर, जो भी कुछ करना है अब कोर्ट को करना है?
देखिए, झटका होता है जैसे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बीजेपी को बताया कि चंडीगढ़ मेयर इलेक्शंस में जो हुआ वो कितना गलत है, वो झटका माना जाएगा।
हाँ, तो मैं देखना चाहूंगा अरविंद केजरीवाल अब क्या जवाब देते हैं। जिस जांच को वो गैर कानूनी बता रहे थे, जिस जांच को वो इलीगल बता रहे थे, उस जांच को कोर्ट ने अमली जामा पहना दिया है। तो अब आपको जांच का सामना भी करना पड़ेगा। अब आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि शराब घोटाले में कितनी कमीशन, कितनी दलाली ली गई है। अब आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि शराब नीति क्यों बदली गई। अब आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि कितने करोड़ रुपए का घोटाला इसमें हुआ है। तो इस जांच का सामना अब अरविंद केजरीवाल को करना पड़ेगा। कोर्ट के निर्णय का मैं स्वागत करता हूँ।
Latest in the Madhya Pradesh factory fire tragedy, NDTV's accessed this video which shows moments before multiple explosions actually hit the factory. Remember, there were a series of explosions following a fire at the cracker factory in Harda which claimed 11 lives and injured over 200 people. The local SP and collector have both been shunted out, and in fact my colleague Anurag Dwari reports on how there were several irregularities at the factory and apparently said there were political links which helped the owners.
Two blasts in Harda within 7 minutes. Many deaths, many injured. People reported bodies were flung up over 100 feet in the air. Stones flew like shrapnel in the air, landing a kilometer away. Similar accidents in the past at the same factory, twice. Once in 2015 when one was killed and 24 injured. The second time in 2021 when 3 people were killed. Factory owners Rajesh and Somesh Agarwal are out on bail, and now a third tragedy. Documents show little action against the owners. In an inspection of the factory in 2022, officials found alarming security lapses like huge stockpiles of explosives. There were no maps of the manufacturing unit. Storage and manufacturing were in the same room. After this, the factory's license was suspended. But very soon, the factory was up and running again after owners Rajesh Agarwal and brother Somesh got the Narmadapuram Divisional Commissioner to stay the suspension of license.
जो भी फर्श है सारे फर्श तोड़ के देखे गए हैं और सारे फर्शों के नीचे हमें मुरम और मिट्टी मिली है। इसमें कुल एक पोर्शन तो जो वो डाइवर्टेड है, जो व्यवसायिक के लिए डाइवर्टेड हुआ था, बाकी डाइवर्टेड नहीं है, वो कृषि है।
Despite complaints from the locals, the factory has been escaping action since 2017.
प्रशासन को भी इस बात के लिए पहले भी बहुत बार अलर्ट हो चुका है कि ये फटाका फैक्ट्री इस एरिया में बहुत ही घातक कभी भी सिद्ध हो सकती है। प्रशासन को इतनी बार
लोगों ने कंप्लेंट की थी,
बहुत बार कंप्लेंट हो चुकी है। कलेक्टेड ऑफिस में कई आवेदन होंगे, पुराने वर्षों की फाइल उठा करके देखेंगे तो हजारों बार यहाँ से 3 से 4 बार धाम के भी हो सकते हैं। 2-3 बार इससे अभी 3-4 साल पहले 2-3-4 लोगों की जान भी जा चुकी है। उसके बाद भी प्रशासन की साइड से कोई अलर्ट नहीं था। उसके बाद भी आज ये इतनी बड़ी हादसा हुआ है। अब जाकर के शायद प्रशासन को उम्मीद है हमको कि थोड़ा आप कम से कम प्रशासन जागेगा।
The Agarwal family who owns the factory is politically well connected. They tried to influence the district administration in 2017-18 also to reopen the factory, but the collector at that time preferred rules over political influence. In Bhopal, with camera person Raju Batham, Amritanshi Joshi and Abdul Samad, Anurag Dwari for NDTV.
Now, ahead of the farmers' march to the national capital, the Haryana police are formulating an action plan to prevent Punjab farmers from reaching the Haryana-Punjab border on February 13th. Extensive preparations are underway at the interstate borders of Punjab and Haryana at several locations, with police setting up barricades and deploying other measures to impede the farmers' movement towards the national capital. Ambala police also issued notices to farmer leaders saying, and I quote, "Do not participate in meetings, processions and farmers' movements without permission of the government. You may have to suffer huge losses," unquote. Remember, the farmers are planning the protest march to demand law to guarantee MSP for crops. News now from the Parliament, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the Rajya Sabha, doubling down on his attack on the Congress. PM called Rahul Gandhi a non-starter Yuvraj and also alleged that the party was trying to create divides within the country with a north-south narrative. Congress, meanwhile, has hit back at the Prime Minister, with the party chief Mallikarjun Kharge countering Prime Minister's speech by calling NDA a no-data government.
आदरणीय सभापति जी, इन लोगों की मर्यादा इतनी है, अब इन्होंने अपने युवराज को एक स्टार्टअप बना करके दिया है। अब वो नॉन स्टार्टर है। ना तो लीड हो रहा है, ना वो लॉन्च हो रहा है।
वर्ल्ड बैंक की माने तो 2011 में भारत विश्व का तीसरा सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बना चुका था, लेकिन मोदी जी उसको भी मानने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। हमने 10 साल में 14 करोड़ लोगों की गरीबी से बाहर निकाले। इधर उधर के भाषणों को काट काट कर वो भ्रम फैला रहे हैं। कितना भी झूठ आप फैलाओ, लेकिन आंकड़े अपने जगह पे हैं।
Meanwhile, sources have said that the white paper on UPA-era economy is likely to be taken up in the parliament on Thursday. Remember, the finance minister had earlier said that the NDA government is going to prepare a white paper to look at the economy under the 10 years of the UPA government. And as per our sources, the latest information suggests that the white paper on UPA-era economy is likely to be taken up in the Lok Sabha on Thursday for discussion. We'll head into a short break at this point. More news and updates on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Now, the Congress government of Karnataka hit the streets of the national capital against the centre, alleging bias in tax distribution. Countering this, the BJP organized protest in Bengaluru. Take a look at this report.
Protests versus protests. Congress MLAs and MPs from Karnataka raising slogans in Delhi against the centre. The Siddaramaiah government alleges the state receives only 12% to 13% of the taxes and losses incurred almost 2 lakh crore rupees.
It is our right. Our taxes, our share, we have to get it.
According to the Congress, in the 14th Finance Commission, Karnataka received 4.71% of the total tax. In the 15th Finance Commission, it got 3.64%. In the current financial year, the state government gave 4,30,000 crore rupees to the centre but got back a little over 50,000 crore rupees. State BJP leaders held counter-protests at Karnataka's Vidhana Soudha. The leaders blamed Siddaramaiah for not presenting the right data, using most of the funds for guarantees and staging a political stunt ahead of the Lok Sabha election.
Outrageously false claims. Outrageously, in parliamentary language, not the truth. Special grant, recommendation, final recommendation में ही नहीं था. So finance commission का recommendation जहाँ नहीं है, उसको आप डाल रहे हो इधर. ये सब बातें सिर्फ एक मानसिकता से निकलता है. वो अलगाववाद मानसिकता.
The Congress government in the state of Karnataka is trying to do a political drama, very well enacted a drama.
BJP leaders attempted to lock the Vidhana Soudha in Bengaluru but were taken into preventive custody by the police. The allegations over numbers were started by Congress MP DK Suresh, who spoke about separating the South because of the alleged discrimination in tax distribution. Something the PM hit out against in Parliament.
देश के अंदर ये भाव तोड़ने का क्या प्रयास हो रहा है? क्या इस प्रकार से देश को हमारा टैक्स, हमारे मनी किस भाषा में बोला जा रहा है। ये देश के भविष्य के लिए नया खतरा पैदा करने वाली बात है।
Close on the heels of the Congress protest, the Kerala cabinet as well as DMK MPs are planning to fight the centre to preserve what they call fiscal federalism. Tamil Nadu was one of the first states that raised the issue against the centre, accusing them of tax bias. Today, most of the southern states have joined the chorus, resulting in the demand for a separate Southern State Economic Forum. With Vasudha in Delhi, Pratibha Raman in Bengaluru for NDTV.
Now, and NDTV spoke to Bharat Petroleum's chairman G. Krishna Kumar on the launch of India's first indigenous alkaline electrolyzer and explaining what this means for a green future.
We're at the second edition of the India Energy Week, and who better than the chairman of Bharat Petroleum, or BPCL as you know it, joining us for an exclusive interaction. Thank you so much for your time in this interaction, sir. Take us through and decode this really for our viewers sitting at home. India's first ever indigenous alkaline-based electrolyzer being introduced by Bharat Petroleum.
Thank you. As you all know, in our pursuit of environment for the world, we have developed our own electrolyzer which will help us produce green hydrogen when it's connected through green power. And this is the first electrolyzer developed in India along with BRC. This will also not only help us scale up quickly for green hydrogen production, but will also give us a cost benefit of about 30 to 40%.
Right. All the consumers sitting at home wondering, okay, going forward for a greener future, what should be the top 3 focus areas? So as far as Bharat Petroleum is concerned, what to your mind are the top 3 focus areas that must be looked at?
Okay, to begin, I need to explain a little bit. We are actually going through double transition. One, the country needs to be environmentally friendly. 2, we also need to grow with the economy. The economic needs are so much that we need so much of energy. While the fossil fuels energy will be needed for the future, we'll be balancing it with the renewable energy. So our top 3 focus will be, while we will be responsible citizens of processing fossil fuels, which will be lesser emissions and more efficient, we'll also be parallelly focusing on petrochemicals, gas, renewables, green hydrogen and biofuels. These will be our plans.
Right. And lastly, just financing and manufacturing concerns remain. So your thoughts on that? How can we battle this sense of availability and accessibility at an affordable price?
While the fossil fuels we have always shown that we can be affordable to the country because security is most important. But the scale of new energy will take some time. It will be a little costly in the beginning, but over time it will stabilize.
And with that, it's a wrap on the show. Keep watching NDTV.